Hi, welcome to the Commercial Gas Engineer channel. I've come to a job where there is no heating to a block. So I am putting on my pumps, switching them over. I've got a fault here saying heating pump failure, but despite what I do, the fault still remains. I believe the pump's working, but I think there is a problem with the sensor. Going to try and diagnose and get this on as quick as possible because it's freezing. The pump appears to be working. I'm not going to spend too much time checking the pump. I'm going to check a few other things. So here's the actuator for the heating. It looks as though the boiler was on and the hot water was fine, but the heating actuator for some reason wasn't opening up. So it is now, but I don't know if it was being held off by the clarifier having priority over the hot water, or should I say the heated water coming through. You can see the temperature here dropping as the valve opens because it's sort of like blending with the water that's inside the system, which I believe is at about 20 Celsius. This has been off since like the new year, so it's been probably a good 10 days or so that it's been off, so the building's freezing. You can see the temperature going up now, or should I say you can see the valve opening. And then it will probably take a while for the heating to go up in temperature. Let's have a look on the system, see what we get. Still, the pump has failed on there as a current alarm. The boiler on the right wasn't coming on simply because I think on the new year, the timer basically just went berserk. Okay, now I'm back to the job at a later date, and I'm checking because it was taking so long for the building's temperature to go up. I mean, the flow was going up, the room temperature wasn't going up quick enough. So let's check now to see what we get. Create some graphs. I should have wrote what the graphs were, but I tend to just quickly go through. I don't write on what it is. So I created the graphs. And then here's the heated space. You can see that the heated space has gone up. It's much better. And then we can get a list for this particular block here. Let's check the latest. Okay, so the latest, this is not bad temperature inside the building. So that's, I'm not sure where this sensor is based, but that is much better. Okay, so if we check the middle graph, this graph should be the common flow temperature. Let's see what it is. So it's much better than before. You see the date there, from about the 7th of January it came on. And then there's our list. So I'm just checking the temperatures on the list and they seem fine. Quite consistent. And you can see that the unit, there's a flame. The flame is on there. And the other unit is also on the right hand side. What does the unit say? I've got it set to 85 Celsius. I think with the low temperatures, it's the building's struggling to get warm, so I've got the boilers on maximum. So the program on the right was holding off the boiler on the right. Yet the program on the left, this boiler on the left, I had to basically get parts and take parts from another boiler that was obsolete in order to get it on, because waiting for parts would have taken forever and the people need heat. So that's the clarifier temperature. So I managed to get the spark detection onto the unit. I was meaning to do that for a while, but it came through on a call out, so I did it on that. 60 Celsius there, it's gone up. And here you can see the valve in its position. Now I want to talk to you about van damage. This is a different topic, but I think it's quite important. Over the years working, sometimes you may get involved in little accidents. You drive a lot and so on, and my tip to you is based upon different circumstances I have been in. So there's times where you may have a collision with a post and nobody else is involved except you and the lamppost, And in this occasion, the best thing to do is to go and deal with the problem yourself. Sometimes I have put my hand up and been honest and said to a company that I may be working for, or even a hire company, this is what's happened to your vehicle. And sometimes the cost or the excess can be, for instance, £1,000. I've heard of companies even charging £2,000. So here's a scenario. I don't know why this tends to happen, but you see on some sensors like the Ford Transit, you'd have sensors, front sensors on the left and right on your blind spots. So if there's a post there that you didn't realise, or even when you're driving, there's a sensor. Whereas some vehicles don't have that luxury of having front sensors. So on this particular hire ban I had to take it to a friend, pay him and get him to sort it out. Then there was no issues. I have got some experience panel beating, but not enough to make it as good as this. So my friend did an excellent job. He had to spray, and then there was a bit as well. He had to do a bit of painting, and then good as new. But just find out before you join a company, or if before you hire a vehicle, that you know how much their excess is, so that you can deal with the problem if you have to, if you're involved in a minor accident. And one last thing is, apart from the damage that you may incur in hitting another vehicle or someone hitting you, just keep your distance from the vehicle in front. So top tip, okay? Real good distance. Give them a chance to do whatever they want in terms of stopping and erratically and so on. And also be careful with how quick you stop, because a vehicle behind, give them a chance. Because especially you're in a high vehicle, a van, you need to give people a chance, because they may not be able to see further down the road in order to stop. And you do the same. Just do some good defensive driving, because the last thing you want to do is pay too much money out in vehicle damage. I'm talking from experience. Just drive very carefully, not like a lunatic. Just get by, not in a hurry. Even if you're late for work, it's not going to make a difference you being 5 or 10 minutes or 20 minutes earlier. Just take your time and get there safely. Okay, until next time. Bye.